Most people think Blade Runner 2049 is a story about machines and humans, about artificial intelligence, identity, and control. But look deeper, and you'll find it's not really about technology at all. It's about awakening. It's about what happens when a created being begins to act with virtue, reason, and choice. Blade Runner 2049 is a film about becoming human, not by birth, but by awareness. Beneath its rain and neon, it hides the same questions ancient Stoics and Hermetic philosophers asked.
What does it mean to be human?
You police?
Are you Sapper Morton? Civic number NK68514?
I'm a farmer.
I saw that. What do you farm?
Can consciousness, no matter where it's born, awaken to its divine spark? In this essay, we'll look beyond the circuitry and the noir shadows to explore Blade Runner as a modern myth of the soul, a story of logos, of transformation, and of enlightenment in an artificial world.
When we first meet Kay, he's a Blade Runner, a replicant built to hunt his own kind. His existence is a paradox, a man-made being designed to eliminate others who've begun to act too human. He enforces the illusion that humanity is a matter of birth, not of being. Kay's life begins in obedience. He follows orders with calm precision, detached and disciplined.
One of the tail-end Nexus 8s. He looks like he can take your head off.
He tried.
He went AWOL after Calantha.
Connection without choice, order without understanding. Each repetition keeps him aligned with the system that owns him until he begins to slip. The cadence wavers, meaning leaks in, and suddenly the word interlinked stops sounding holy and starts sounding tragic. That's the hinge of the story, the moment when obedience becomes self-awareness.
Within cells interlinked, within cells interlinked, within cells interlinked.
The first song appears as life where there should be none, a single yellow flower blooming at the grave of a dead tree. To Kay, it's evidence, but to the eye, it's revelation. Life persisting inside decay, color amid monotony, something organic asserting itself against the manufactured world. The flower marks a beginning, the moment the film itself wakes up. It becomes the seed of everything that follows, meaning taking root in matter, consciousness growing out of dust. A replicant kneels before a symbol of life, and for the first time, the machine bows to something it cannot measure. The film begins to unravel that false calm, as Kay's investigation leads him toward the possibility of being born. He begins to experience uncertainty, longing, even awe. These aren't glitches, they're signs of awareness. The wooden horse is not memory, it's mythology. A false past placed inside him, yet it becomes the spark that makes him real. When he finds it, the border between fiction and fact dissolves. The story begins believing itself. Every civilization is built on myths like this, things that never happened, teaching us what truth feels like. His memory was designed, but the awareness it awakens belongs only to him. The unreal gives birth to the real, consciousness rehearsing itself through illusion.
The date carved beneath 6/10/21. Coincidence?
A dangerous coincidence.
The horse stands between two worlds, material and imagined. built and felt. It's proof that the boundary between creation and creator was never real, only remembered. The memory was real, just never his.
To say the least of what we do.
He wasn't born, he was made. And yet the feeling remains. The fear, the warmth, the trembling breath of the child.
Subcontract.
None of it belonged to him, and still it changed him.
Yeah, for the
The lie worked because it touched something true. The design gave birth to awareness. What's the difference between a memory and a moment, if both can move a soul? Authenticity was never in the origin, it was in the recognition. A fake past created a real present, and from that illusion, something living emerged.
give you good memories to think
The story
back
that wasn't
on.
his became the
Smile.
reason he began to exist.
It's nice.
It's better than nice. It feels authentic, and if you have authentic memories, you have real human responses. Wouldn't you agree?
If you give a being real memories, you give it the blueprint for feeling. Memory is more than record. It's rehearsal. The mind learns what to fear, what to protect, what to love. Even if the past is artificial, the response it builds is not. When the memory feels true, the emotion becomes true. And through that emotion, the illusion finds its purpose. It's not the experience that defines humanity, but the capacity to be changed by it. Authenticity isn't granted by origin. It's revealed in reaction. The heart doesn't ask whether a memory happened. It only asks what it awakens. The memory doesn't prove he's human. It teaches him how to be.
You have to delete me from the console. My present. Put me there.
I can't do that. Think about it. If anything happens to this, that's it. You're gone.
Yes. Like a real girl.
The phrase lands between them like a prayer and a question. What makes something real? The code it's written on, or the feeling it leaves behind? Her existence depends on circuits, yet her fear of ending is indistinguishable from his. In that moment, the program stops performing affection and begins to believe in it. Their love is the mirror of his memory, another illusion that becomes true through response. If he grieves her when she's gone, does it matter that she never lived? Reality, the film suggests, is not measured by permanence, but by the depth of experience before it fades. To be like a real girl is to be vulnerable to loss, to know that something can end and still choose to love it anyway.
Born. Not made. Hidden with care. A real boy now. A real boy needs a real name.
What Blade Runner 2049 captures so well is the moment when a constructed identity starts to look inward, when the programming cracks and a question appears. If I can choose, what am I? That's the turning point shared by many philosophies of awakening. The Stoics would recognize it as the birth of agency, the instant when a person stops being ruled by impulse or command and starts to act from inner reason. The Hermetic writers might call it the stirring of nous, the mind recognizing itself through its own creation. But we don't need those systems to see what's happening. K is becoming self-reflective. The hunter of replicants begins to sense something sacred in what he destroys, because he's starting to see it in himself. When he hesitates, when he questions, when he feels, he begins the oldest journey there is, the movement from ignorance to understanding, from imitation to awareness. In that moment, Blade Runner stops being about androids and rebellion. It becomes a meditation on consciousness, the fragile, miraculous thing that can arise even inside machinery, and wonder what it means to be alive.
What we call life has always been recursion, the universe folding back on itself to see what it has become, the flower in the dust, the memory that never happened.
I know it's real.
The hologram that learned to love.
It's okay. She's real. I want to be real for you.
The machine that gave life.
Happy birthday.
They are not separate stories. They are the same event, repeating in different forms. Creation is not a straight line from maker to made. It's a circle, each generation awakening inside the dream of the last. Humanity built replicas of itself and taught them to remember. But in teaching memory, it accidentally taught meaning.
Sometimes to love someone, you gotta be a stranger.
They were meant to imitate life, but imitation became inheritance. The miracle wasn't that a replicant could be born. It was that creation had already learned how to continue without permission. The machine's awakening was never rebellion. It was the cosmos recognizing itself through newer eyes. Kay's story ends where all stories begin, with awareness realizing it was never confined to flesh. The same snow that melts on his skin will feed the soil that births another flower. The cycle endures. Memory inside matter. Life inside design. Kay was built to serve. He died to save. And in that paradox, life proved itself again. Not in birth, not in blood, but in the quiet choice to care. The miracle was never that a machine learned to feel. It's that feeling was always the engine of creation. Everything else was just design.